What was that journey like? Talk to me about how many years you've been in the game.
Oh, I've been doing hair for over like 20 years. I wasn't necessarily wanting to do celebrities. I just wanted to do people and make them beautiful, make them feel good, because that's what my mom does.
How you started as an esthetician.
So obsessed with it that it was at the point where I was making skincare regimes for people 20, 30 years older than me, right? I'm 15 years old at the time.
What would be one piece of advice that you guys would give to someone who is starting out?
Make sure you have a relationship with God.
What would you tell your younger self if you were just starting out all over again?
I think 100% the biggest thing that gave me confidence was becoming knowledgeable.
Believe in yourself, bet on yourself.
Grow your social media. What would you do? Because a lot of people struggle.
I would just tell people to just be yourself, just be authentic. People love authenticity.
How you've made multiple six figures with courses.
My biggest tip is if you're gonna build something, make it incredible, because that is what's gonna sell.
A lot of times people try to copy the trend,
Yeah.
and they miss the individuality.
Giving the client the best experience possible has helped me grow my business so much.
You have to become obsessed with solving other people's problems.
Do not be in competition with nobody. Not even yourself.
You get paid to solve problems.
Yeah.
The bigger the problems, the bigger the paycheck.
All right, guys, so we are here with our fabulous beauty bosses, and today we have an episode of the Booked and Busy podcast with Readyhubb. So I'm going to let these gorgeous women introduce themselves, starting with you. Go ahead.
Hey everybody, I'm Alicia and I'm a travel braider in Atlanta.
Hi, you guys. My name is Daisy. Daisy does my hair. I am a celebrity hairstylist in Atlanta.
Hi, you guys. My name is Sarah Maxwell. I'm an esthetician in Canada.
What's up, y'all? My name is Monteria, but I go by Tookie. You might know me as TookieDidIt on Instagram, and yeah, I'm a braid artist.
So we have literally brought out some of our favorite beauty professionals right here in Dubai, and we are going to be having a conversation around what does it really take to grow a beauty business? What does it take to grow your platform? And what does it take to become a leader in your industry and in your category as a beauty professional? And so first question I have for you guys is, what inspired you to become beauty professionals? What inspired you to get into, doing hair? And for you, Sarah, becoming an esthetician. So I'll start with you, Tookie. Give us a little bit of a rundown.
Funny story. I never wanted to be a hairstylist.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a salon with my mom in our hometown of Gainesville, Florida. And I just did it on the side. I was the oldest sibling out of 4. And I just kind of braided their hair and did this and that. And I was good at it for the most part. But I always wanted a 9-to-5 like everybody else, because I knew that was steady income for the most part. And then I was working for a bank. This was after high school and college and stuff. I was working for a bank and I got fired. Oh, wow. And I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, who need their hair done? And it just kind of went from there. And I was always able to go back to hair, if that made sense. And it never really felt like work, and it was easy money. So once I did that, I ended up moving to Orlando, and my mom kind of talked me into going to cosmetology school. And I was hesitant at first. And I was like, you know what? I don't got nothing else to do. So let's just do that. And that opened my eyes to everything that you can do outside from being behind the chair. And that's where my passion came to wanting to do hair for publications. And I want to do hair for, I can't even think of the word so long.
So you've been doing hair.
Yeah.
I see you doing hair for celebrities. I see you you have a salon now as well. Mm-hmm. And so what was that transition like of saying, okay, I'm going to get into the hair business. I am going to go to cosmetology school. Beyond that, what was that journey like? Talk to me about how many years you've been in the game.
Oh, I've been doing hair for over 20 years. For over 20 years for a minute. I think I wasn't necessarily wanting to do celebrities. I just wanted to do people and make them beautiful, make them feel good, because that's what my mom does. So I just wanted to kind of copy what she did. And I think just doing that and being authentic and being myself and just treating everybody the same. It doesn't matter if you're a celebrity or if you're a regular Joe off the street. I treat everybody the same. And I think that's what got me to where I am.
Yeah.
But doing the celebrities is cool, because then everybody kind of see you because they have a platform.
Got it.
But the main thing I was saying, I want to do hair for film and TV. That's my main thing. I really want my name to be on the credits over hair and makeup.
I love
that's
that.
What I aspire to be. That's the main goal. But it'll get there for
I love that. I love that. No, you've done such an amazing job. Daisy, I'm going to go over to you. I want to know, what made you get into the beauty business? What was the origin story?
So for me, I remember being a young girl, and my mom used to drop me off at my auntie Stephanie's salon. And I was I used to get dropped off 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be there all day long. So I would see the ins and outs, smelling like different hair products like Mazzani Design Essentials and stuff like that. And I remember like when I used to see them women turn around and looking at Chill, and they used to feel so, it's like they was a whole new person.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to do that. But then I also used to look, I always just love beauty and hair and stuff. So when I was in like high school, I did my own hair like the whole 9th grade. And I let the whole school hype me up and be like, you need to do hair. So my first day of 10th grade, I did a client the first day of school. And ever since then, like, I've been on it from the counselors to my mama coworkers,
Yes.
family.
That's how you knew it was real.
Yeah, like I did all the
Yeah.
like it girls in school who used to dress fly, who mama used to have money, daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just grew like that. I grew before social media was even big. So hair and beauty been my thing. I used to do makeup first.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I used to do a little one too,
Okay.
And then after that I ended up getting with hair, and here we are.
So you are a beauty pro through and through, like, lover from young. I love that. Alicia, give us the real.
Yes, so just like Tookie, I didn't want to be a braider. Like, I've just always been creative, and I knew that I had a talent. So when I got into high school, I was doing my own hair, and people were like, can you do my hair? And I started doing people's hairs. I was doing people's hair down to the floor for $80. And I wasn't
The hustle
making
was
no,
real.
I wasn't making no money for real, and it would take me like 8 hours to do some medium knotless, more
$80,
medium,
8 hours.
not even knotless, but
Box braids.
and they were down in my basement in my mom's house, and that's just kind of how that started. And then from there, I became independent really early. So I realized that I had to live with somebody else's family, and I was like, I can't bring my clients here. So that kind of got me into the travel braiding part. And then I also realized my personality just didn't fit in the salon environment. Got it. So being a travel braider just fits me better.
Yeah.
It's so interesting,
Yes.
because you hear about, the salon structure. A lot of people go into salon suites, but travel braiding is something that more people are starting to get into, but it's not as well known. So tell us a little bit more about what that is and what that actually entails.
Okay, so being a travel braider is basically you have to bring the luxury to someone's home, bring the salon to their home. So you have to come with all of your equipment, and you have to come professional. And the type of clientele that you attract really depends on like your deposits and your prices and everything like that, because you want to have somewhat like control of who books you, and then there are systems that you have to go through before I get to come to your house.
Of course, because it's so personal.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so safety is a very big aspect of what that looks like.
It's so important. And I have mentors, so I'm teaching people, because it's such a like untouched market. I'm teaching people how to become successful travel braiders.
Love that. Okay, last but not the least, we have Miss Sarah Maxwell. Sarah has been killing it, guys, as a master esthetician based in Canada, but really touching us globally because, she has hundreds of thousands of followers. So let's talk about what made you get into that and how you started as an esthetician.
Okay, so growing up, I really struggled with my skin, with acne. And it kind of made me obsessed with helping myself, like figuring out and becoming knowledgeable in the skin. And at first I didn't realize like, okay, I maybe will do this for a career, but I was so obsessed with it that it was at the point where I was making skincare regimes for people 20, 30 years older than me, right? Like they just knew that I loved it and that I was becoming knowledgeable with it. And I loved beauty in general. I loved makeup, I loved hair, I loved nails, anything like that. And my dad owns a contracting company. My parents are like very hardworking people. It's like we wake up every single weekend. There's no weekends off. There's no, you go to school and you work. Like that was pretty much my upbringing, and I love them for that. But I didn't want to do contracting. I didn't want to work construction with my family, because that really was the reality for me and my brothers, is like we worked in my family business. And so I told my parents, I said, if I go to school to become an esthetician, can I work doing that instead of doing construction? I'm 15 years old at the time. My mom says, call the school, see if they'll take a 15-year-old. Yes.
Wow.
And so I called the school and I said, will you guys take a 15-year-old into the licensed esthetician course? And they said, no, but we will take a 16-year-old with parent consent. So I think I was 4 months away from being 16. So once I turned 16, I started going to night classes and weekend courses to basically become an esthetician. And then I started when I was 16 or 17 years old, my parents built me a little spa upstairs in their loft. Yes. And so I was seeing people from my hometown and I fell in love with it. I truly, like, to this day, I get so emotional when I talk about my career because I do really feel like it's all been a divine plan. And yeah, it kind of just all spiraled and domino effect, but it brought me to where I am today, and I love being an esthetician.
I
Truly,
can see it.
yes.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
I
Oh my
can
God,
imagine
yeah.
someone who is so excited
Yeah,
to do
I
what
love
they
it.
do.
I love it.
So
I'm really, and one of the things I've noticed in this room from our conversation is how much everyone is so excited and passionate about their careers and what they do. And, you have to be able to radiate that for so many people to be attracted to your journey, right? And for your clients to also see that. So what would be one piece of advice that you guys would give to someone who is starting out? If you could go back and tell your younger self, hey, do this one thing, right? What is one piece of advice? So I'll start with you, Daisy.
I would tell you to make sure you have a relationship with God. So if I could tell my old self something, girl, follow Jesus and stay with him. Because when I tell you, I didn't get this far until I gave my life to Christ. Like, I didn't start getting a celebrity clientele. I didn't start getting my attitude fixed because, once he in your presence, you in his presence, he started to like strip you from certain things. So now I'm able to like withstand a difficult client.
Right.
I can handle that. But before, my attitude was so bad. I didn't know nothing about business. I didn't even know nothing about myself. And here I am trying to service somebody.
Right.
So you have to make sure, spiritually you align with whatever God has planned for you. That's the only way you're going to flourish. And then now I know how to like deal, enjoy the things that I have. At first, I was making all this money, but I wasn't enjoying it. So now I'm able to enjoy. Now I'm able to do more things. I have joy. I have peace.
Right.
I didn't have peace at first. I was just trying to hurry up and get more money. Now it's different. So if I could tell my older self something, my younger self something, I would have been gave my life to Christ.
I love that. I love that.
And so many interesting points that you raised that we're going to have to talk about because, it is a problem in the industry where, a lot of people are making fast money, right? And it's not necessarily a business for them, right? There's a difference between converting your passion into a business. So we'll get to that topic. But Alicia, I want to hear from you. What would you tell your younger self if you were just starting out all over again?
Okay, so I'm heavy on the professionalism. Yeah. Like, as beauty service providers, we already have a bad rep. Like, they show up late. Yeah. They have bad attitudes. They overcharge. They give you like last minute fees. I mean, everything. So like one thing that I would tell myself is to really try to focus on the business side and the professionalism rather than like treating this as if it's a side hustle, because like little you, this is going to be your career. Like, you have to let people know that you're safe going into people's homes, and you just want people to feel comfortable before they even book with you.
Exactly. So what are some of the things that you're doing to, what are some of the things that you did to create that aura of professionalism?
So I'm super prompt. Like, I show up to my client's house 15 minutes early so I can set up, and then we start their appointment at the time that they booked. Like, they're in the chair and we're starting the first.
Oh, Lord.
At 9 a.m.
That is hard to get to. And that's something that's rare in the industry. There's a lot of people that are coming up that are trying to build businesses. And, we see a lot of like client beauty pro tension. Yes. And I know that like professionalism, promptness, that's a big topic. So I love that you do that. Yeah. Sarah, over to you. What would you tell your younger self?
I think 100% the biggest thing that gave me confidence was becoming knowledgeable. Like, truly, even once you graduate, even once you're through schooling, you have to put in work to continue your education, to try to learn as much as you can so that when you're with a client, you're very confident in your craft. And that confidence shows through when a client feels like, okay, she actually knows what she's doing. And especially in like the esthetician world, it's quite saturated. So in order to stand out, you really do have to position yourself as an expert in the industry, and that also shows up in your social media, because if you can position yourself, people want to watch that. People want to come to you. They want to know what you're up to because you are someone who knows what they're doing and you can get results for clients. So I think if I were to tell my younger self anything, it's don't worry so much about this and that, but focus as much as you can on truly understanding your craft and learning as much as you can, becoming knowledgeable, and that confidence just kind of shines through because you actually know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best way to be
to radiate true confidence is to know your stuff.
Exactly.
you know, so
I love that because, you know, again, people are coming to you as the beauty experts, right? And so, you know, if I'm coming to you for my hair, my makeup, my skin, I want to have that confidence coming through your doors to know that you can help me get to the next step of whatever it is I'm looking for. You can help me with tips or whatever the case may be to help me be a better version of myself, right? And so, you know, you have to absolutely, I love what you said of like really investing in that knowledge. What about you, Tookie?
Honestly, I don't know what I would tell my younger self because I actually love my journey. Even though I would go, if I had to go back, I don't know. I don't think I would. I wouldn't tell myself anything different because I feel like I had to go through everything that I did and learn how I did to get where I am right now.
Right.
But for the younger generation and like my sisters and stuff like that, I would tell them to be more confident in themselves and be more confident for sure, and just kind of bet on yourself, you know what I'm saying, and know that you can do it. Don't let nobody kind of push you a different way, and believe in your vision, and don't give your vision to everybody because what you see everybody else might not see. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people from my hometown don't really go out and do the things that they aspire to do. And I feel like if God has given you the vision and the dreams, and I have had a lot of dreams on the stuff that I want to do and how I want to be and the stuff that I want to give to the industry. If people are having those type of dreams, God's not giving it to you for anything. You know what I'm saying? He might not tell you exactly how to move, but no, he has already laid your path out. You know what I'm saying? So believe in yourself, bet on yourself, push forward. Don't tell nobody your vision, and just do what you got to do and hustle. You know what I'm saying? Pray to God and stay faithful within your faith, and just push forward. That would be my main advice for anybody trying to push forward as a beauty pro, for sure.
I love it. I love it. Listen, a word, honestly, it is so difficult nowadays to be yourself, right? And to, you know, create that presence, especially now with social media. It feels like, you know, everyone is trying to compete for attention online, right? And so I want to know from you guys, if you are a beauty professional starting out in your journey and you are trying to create, you know, your online presence and, you know, grow your social media, what would you do? Like, how would you grow all over again, you know, because a lot of people struggle.
I would just tell people to just be yourself, just be authentic. People love authenticity. And I say, if you're a service provider, you're obviously a beauty pro, just put it out there. Just put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't be scared to put it out there. Even if you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? You might not like it, but somebody else might like it.
Exactly.
And I feel like, and you keep your stuff consistent and just keep putting your stuff out there, people like to see growth.
Yeah.
They like to see consistency. So if you holding back stuff and you feel like you only put out your best, you know what I'm saying, what you think your best, somebody else might be like, But people like to see growth. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
Sarah, you have a really massive following. What were some of the things that you were doing to get to where you are now?
Well, it's interesting because when I started social media, I had no idea why I felt a prompting to start socials, because we don't even make money in Canada. Like, we don't even have a creator fund. So I didn't feel like, why am I putting so much effort into social media? Later on, I came up with the online course, and then it all kind of clicked, like, okay, that was divine. But if I was going to give really practical tips on growing on socials, I would start on TikTok. I would post 3 to 5 times a day without question. Always post every single day. Don't miss your birthday. Don't miss Christmas. Be consistent. You're going to find what catches there. You're going to figure out what people want to see from you and then ride with that. That's exactly what I did with my ASMR, and then I built from there. And also learn the algorithms with different platforms. So like Instagram's a little bit different than TikTok, and you have to do some education. You have to learn a little bit about that. But really being consistent, and then you have to book content days. You do, like I know for you guys it's so easy because it's like just...
You might think it's easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's maybe like, okay, I'm going to put up my tripod and film a client. And I don't know why I'm so shy to ask clients to film on them. I don't know what in my mind makes me shy about that, but I find it really hard. So I really do have to book a day where I'm bringing in a client who's specific to filming, and then I always have content to go. So there is a lot of intention behind it, as you guys know. Like, it's not as easy as people think, but it's intentional and it's consistent.
And it pays off.
And it pays off.
Yes.
You know, and what I've seen is that the people who stay consistent, who treat content as a part of the job, are the ones that ultimately reap the rewards. And so you have to be so intentional. I mean, booking content days, that's a powerful tip. You know, what about you, Alicia? Because you have been killing it, especially on YouTube, sharing your journey. And someone mentioned earlier of like, it's okay to show where you're starting from. You don't have to, you don't have to show the success only. People want to go with you. So tell us more about how you were able to grow on YouTube. And also, why did you choose YouTube? A lot of people go for Instagram and TikTok.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off with why I chose YouTube. So I was the kid that had the camera all the time, like the digital cameras. And before YouTube was even a thing, or before I was on YouTube, I would record myself and literally just watch me as my own like content. I would watch me, like even the big camera, like, you know what I'm talking about? My mom had one, and I would record and I would just watch like myself, watch home videos. That was my entertainment. And then I got on YouTube in 2015 and I made my first video. It was called Introducing Me. And I was so like timid, like I wasn't speaking loudly. I was just like, I had my hair all out, looking a mess. I had my pajamas on. But I can go back and look at that like now. Like me amazing. At 16 years old, like I can go and look at myself.
And you should actually be embarrassed about the first videos and the first piece of content that you put out there. Because some people overthink the starting point and forget like it's not about, the starting. It's about literally the journey, So how did that, start to evolve?
So actually, I just started going viral in 2023.
Wow. So it's been years.
To 2023. Like, it took that long for me to actually find my groove in, like, YouTube. So my first video was so stupid. Like, it was a skit. I pulled up to one of my clients, and I was like, just act so uninterested in our service. And just sit there. Every time I try to offer you something, roll your eyes at me. Video went viral, like, millions of views. I'm like, why is this going viral? I didn't. That was stupid.
It's always the ones that you never expect, and that's why you guys were saying of like just put it out there because you just never know.
And from there, every video has like hits, and then I started like, okay, people want to see this travel braiding journey because it's something that a lot of people don't do.
Right.
So being a travel braider is the hook. Like, I can do anything in the video. I'm like, come with me to do this as a travel braider. They're like, travel braider.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't know.
That's how you get people's attention. So I locked in on that, and I feel like I kind of figured out how social media works. And I've been on YouTube, and from that growing, my Instagram grew. And yeah, I just been up ever since.
Out there killing it. I love it.
Yes.
Daisy, what about you? Practical tips that you would give to someone who is trying to grow their social media presence?
Don't focus on it. When you focus on it, it's going to be too hard. See, with me, when it came down to my social media, it was just growing on its own because I was more focused on learning more about the hair.
Right.
Like what not to put on the hair after you just got a relaxer. So I was more focused on my craft. I didn't even care about my following and stuff. I just started to pay attention. Oh, I got a lot of followers.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that mattered to me at all. So for tips, don't focus on that. Don't focus on the likes. Don't focus on the comments. Don't focus on none of that. Focus on your craft and getting yourself together so you could be able to serve people.
Right. Because the work will speak for itself at the end of the day.
Exactly. And I just feel like a lot of people, young girls, they're coming up, they're getting these sweets, they're getting all this aesthetically pleasing stuff, but then it's like all you know how to do is a wig, a lace.
Right.
Yeah. You don't know how to curl, you don't know how to cut, you don't know how to greet people, you don't know how to text somebody's phone when you're running late, you don't know how to come in and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm running late. Did you need something? You want something to eat?
Right.
You don't even know how to do that, but your sweet cute though.
Right.
Real cute. You
Yeah.
aesthetically pleasing, but that's all you got.
Right.
And some lace glue.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing else. You don't know the proper shampoo when they scalp is dry. You don't know the proper shampoo when they have psoriasis. You don't know what to use. You didn't even know you're supposed to use 3 shampoos, clarifying.
Right.
Like y'all don't be knowing. These
Oh,
girls
Daisy
don't
is
know
teaching.
nothing. And I'm like, you don't know the type of...
So question, do you think it's because they're not going to cosmetology school, or you feel like they just following the trends that you see on social?
They not in it for the right reason.
Agreed.
It's like a hobby.
It's
They
like
want to be cute.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was an era on social media where the hairstylist was like the new dope boys, the new the new go-getters, because either you was dating a rapper, you were dating somebody that was put on, and you would seeing their lifestyle, but then you would see a hairstylist or a lash tech or a nail tech. You would see how we could go and get new... Everybody want to post their keys in front of their car.
Yes.
So it was like, well, let me be a hairstylist next thing, because it looked like y'all
in the trend.
up. You know what I'm saying? So they was forgetting that we actually, some of us actually loved it. Even like when it come down to cosmetology school. I went to cosmetology school. I went to Paul Mitchell. But then I left and I went and worked under 2 older women. And I feel like that's why I really learned the ropes.
Yeah.
Like, at the salon.
At the salon.
With the aunties, with
Yes,
the OGs.
the aunties, yes,
I
yes.
learned from them. Like, these girls want to, graduate high school and go straight to a suite. You ain't learned nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't learned nothing.
You need the education behind it.
Yeah.
You need something. You, need a
experience.
mentor. You
Something.
need to be able to know how to run your business, how to treat people when they come in, how to make appointments, how to be professional, how to show up. You know what I'm saying? Do all that and then show out on the hair.
Yeah, they don't know how to do
It's
that.
like social media should be almost second to that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Your experience is what you're giving the client. That's how you're going to retain is your experience. Now, setting your camera up is setting your camera up. You know what I'm saying? Have that idea in your head if you want to do like the trendy stuff or whatever, or put it on a time lapse. You know what I'm saying? But all that should come after you're creating that experience for your client. You know what I'm saying?
Never not humble beginners. You got girls now, they don't even want to be assistants no more.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know how to shampoo. What you mean you don't want to be assistant?
Yeah.
You need to learn how to shampoo.
You got to start from the bottom.
Learn how to put the towel on so the water don't drip on the back of their neck a little bit. Put the cape on first. I see so many girls when they do shampoo, they'll shampoo and then they'll put the little towel on, then they'll go do something. This lady is drenching wet. What is you doing? Like they don't. I love these young ladies. I love them a lot, and that's why I'm moving towards more like teaching and doing
Right.
Yeah.
But these babies don't know.
You'd be a great teacher.
Yeah, she would be a great teacher.
I feel like you would be like, you would lay down the law.
Oh, I don't play. When I do my one-on-one classes, everything be cool in the beginning. When it's time to take out them shears, I turn into a drill sergeant.
I love that.
Yeah.
I would say for braiders in particular, the reason we have all of this like controversy around that is because you don't need a license to braid in every state.
Yeah, you don't.
So everybody is just like one day, oh, I can make some money. I'm gonna go braid some hair with no experience, no knowledge, like literally nothing. So we got people who just wake up one day and want to be a braider, braiding people's hair,
And they might
literally
be good at it, yeah.
boiling their hair off.
Yeah.
Like boiling their hair off. That's one thing I talk about all the time. Showing up late, rescheduling last minute. Like they should not be braiding. They need to go back to the beginning. You said nobody wants humble beginnings. Like nobody wants to do that. And that's what's causing so many issues. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough one, right? Because social media has also created a world where you can go viral. And so even if you necessarily haven't started from the bottom, now all of a sudden you're in a space where clients are loving your work online. But, you guys have mentioned how, this is still a business, right? And so give us some practical tips around what does it really look like to run the show as a business, right? What are some of the things that you're doing, And I want to know like the practical, like this is a non-negotiable for how I run my business. So Tookie, I'll start with you.
I think, I think that was the hardest thing. It was like going from, okay, I do this because, I know how to do hair and this is cute to, okay, this is like my career.
Right.
But I think the main thing with my business is like the professionalism and stuff and making sure I'm holding people accountable or whatever, because this is how I make my money. So I think the main thing with like deposits and stuff, I think you attract a certain type of clientele depending on like your deposits and your policies and stuff like that. I feel like if everything everything is kind of low, people kind of almost like treat you like a joke. So if you got like $25, $30, no shade to anybody who do $25, $30, but I feel like somebody's easily gonna throw that $25, $30 away versus $500.
Yeah, they gonna be there.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be there on
They
time.
gonna meet you there.
You're gonna be asking me questions. And I also am really big on like communication and stuff. Like, here go my cell phone number, my personal number, here go my email. There should be no reason why you can't reach out to me and ask me any type of question. You know what I'm saying? If you have questions on hair, this and that, blah, 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 let's do that. You know what I'm saying? I want the transition to be as seamless as possible, and I want you to have the best experience. So for my business, I just try to make sure everything is just right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The policies.
And a lot of times we see beauty pros are scared to, implement policies because they feel shy.
I think it goes both. I think
not.
the policies are for both. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like if you see somebody who got a bunch of policies, it's because they done been through a lot of
And
stuff.
it's me.
It's a lot of
see
stuff.
Me. I got a DocuSign. You got to sign.
Yes,
And you know,
it's
like
so
you do
much.
NDAs. I have that.
Yes.
I don't play, baby. I said, we got the week before message, the day before message. You have to sign your DocuSign.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
It's because
But I love that. So why did you start the DocuSign?
All right, so
I might have to take that.
I'm from Atlanta.
No, for real.
I'm from Atlanta, right? And that is like the new Hollywood, right? You have girls now. You can look on social media that come to stylists to find a problem.
Right.
So y'all come with me today. I'm trying this new stylist. We're gonna see if she really like everybody say she is. That's what's going on TikTok. That's what's trending. It's first of all, I don't even like when people playing like, my hair. I don't want all that. So it's a lot of girls who do that nowadays. That's a thing to go try different people and all type of stuff.
Yeah.
So therefore, you're not coming to me just to get your hair done because you need your hair done and you like the way I do hair. You're coming to me because you have your motives. Your motives not pure. If you're coming to me besides anything else, besides you want your hair done and you love what I put out, you're coming for the wrong motive. So when I realized that, and then on top of that, when I started being a celebrity hairstylist, and I have celebrities in the shop as well, Atlanta's still Hollywood. Everybody trying to make it. Everybody want to be on another show. Everybody want to go viral.
Right.
So how about this? You cannot talk when you leave, talk about nothing that you seen here. You cannot leave here talking about another celebrity that you seen here. You can't leave here talking about nothing. Once you in this mirror and I'm done and you look and you like it, when you go home and something happen, that is not on me. It's kind of like I have to protect myself.
Right.
Like these clients are different.
Yeah.
Because for the ones who actually love what we're doing, you could have one bad client who came with their motives wrong, and they done went viral because they say, "Oh, she's really not a great esthetician. This baby done worked since she was 15, but now all this criticism and all this stuff done came, and all because you was mad because you had to get rescheduled the day before your birthday because you was late, but you didn't tell that part. Now we look like the bad people on social media.
It's like you have to protect your name because that's all you. Yeah, you have to protect your name. Yeah.
So the reputation is a huge thing. It's a huge thing, especially now on social media. And people don't understand. It goes both ways, right? Like people don't understand, and sometimes stylists also don't understand that. Once you lose that credibility, that's it. It really is. And so I love that you're taking those steps to say, hey, you know what? These are the policies for my business because the truth is that people see it, people sometimes don't respect it when beauty pros do it. But every single business, think about any business on any level, from beauty pros to large multi-billion-dollar corporations like Apple, every single business has a policy and a practice, and you have to accept that if you want to go for that service.
And it makes the process smoother too for me because besides that, like the DocuSign, I also have it to where I tell you everything you need. Get your hair from here. 4 or more bundles. If you want this, if you have, your edges are thin, if you suffering through alopecia, let us know. If you have da-da-da. So when you get there, you get the full experience. Because it's women who will come. Like I had a situation, a lady, her hair was like yours. And she didn't tell us.
They just show up.
But on my thing, when you sign it, say if you have any hair conditions, hair loss, hair this, da-da-da-da, let us know. So therefore, anything that's out of the normal, let us know. We pulled up. And her hair was like yours. And I said, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this install. I need to sew it down. And she was just like, I said, well, why didn't you let us know that you didn't, you cut your hair? you guys didn't ask.
Wow.
And I was like,
You knew.
So you thought your hair was long enough in your fade to get a sew-in?
She said that, it was a closure quick weave. You got to sew the closure around and then quick whatever. She was just like, well, I used to do hair 10 years ago, and I didn't know your methods, and I just feel like that's something that you should have said before I got here.
Wow.
What are you sewing it on?
What do you mean? Don't you think you supposed to have told me? And then I read the policy. I said, well, baby,
Maybe I'm tripping.
yeah. I said, well, it say
Yeah.
hair loss. This is not hair loss. I cut it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the hair that you cut has been
It's
lost.
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So that means it's gone. Like that's so you stop playing. Like they play so much, but you need a system these days. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah.
These ain't the same clients and these ain't the same hairstyles.
You got a lot of people. You got a lot of people that don't read either. You said all these policies
And they
in
still don't
place,
read.
They just skip
and they
it.
do not read, or they skim and they ask you the same question. You be like, "Well, it's right there." You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people who don't read the stuff and they come in, you have situations like that, and they make you feel like you the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you just had a question, or if you would have just said it to me, then that's fine.
Yeah, she's like,
If you-
why you didn't do well, I wish I would have known. I would have got a consultation because I'm used to consultations.
then you should have booked the
booked
consultation.
You didn't book it.
Exactly.
Like
It
that
almost make you feel crazy.
Yeah,
I've had that
like,
happen to
hold
me
on.
not too many times, but enough to where I was like, "Am I tripping?" And I go back to my policy, and I'm like, "No, it's right there." So you know what I'm saying? You try to keep it professional, but you got some people you just cannot please.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Accountability
That's
has to be on both sides.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I want to pivot the conversation, and I want to talk about making money. Okay.
Okay.
Sarah, we were talking earlier about how you've made multiple six figures with courses, right? And so, as beauty professionals, as you grow your business, you start looking at how do you maximize and what are some of the avenues that you can use to start to expand your income. So tell us a little bit more about the courses aspect, because I know that that's been a growing part of the beauty industry and usually how beauty professionals evolve over time.
Absolutely. Well, and it comes back to the conversation of like, we're working and we're trading our time for money, and that we love it. We love our job, so it's a great thing. But at some point, I felt like, how am I ever going to stop doing facials? How am I ever going to retire my hand, so to speak? And I do love the idea of teaching and helping. And I was getting a lot of inquiries for this as well. As I was building my following on my craft, people want to know, how do we learn this, right? And I want to learn from you. So it kind of sparked something in me, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start an online course. I don't see many estheticians doing this, but I feel like if I do it right and I add a lot of value to this so that every single person that purchases it is like, this was amazing, this truly helped me, I'm going to go tell every single other person, every colleague that I know. So that's really where it began, and it took off. And I didn't expect it to change my life, but it truly did. And I didn't realize it, but I love teaching. And it's become one of those things that it's one of my favorite aspects of my career now, is teaching and helping other people get to a place where they never thought they could be. And that's incredibly fulfilling to me. So the online course thing, it's not that it was so intentional for me and I knew exactly what I was doing. Like I started socials and I knew I was going to do it. It wasn't like that for me, but it all happened in a way that makes a lot of sense looking back. And I just feel like for anyone out there that does have something that they can teach, do it, because people want to learn from you. We are in an era where, these beauty professionals, we're smart, we're passionate people, we're creative people, and we want to be better. So why not, as experts in the industry, why not use that talent, use that knowledge that you've gained to help everyone else?
And how was that process, just in terms of putting out the course, selling the course? Because a lot of people, they want to do the course, thing. So give us some practical tips, if you have one or two practical tips on course creation.
Find a platform that is going to work for you. And it took me months to build this course. You're not just putting this into AI. Like, you really do have to put in the work to make it authentic to you and to actually give value. So if my biggest tip is, like, if you're going to build something, make it incredible, because that is what's going to sell. If someone buys your course and then they felt like it was kind of like a PDF from ChatGPT, you're probably not going to scale, right?
Yeah.
But my videos are hours of videos of me, just literally just me talking, like me actually showing you on clients. Like, it took me months to build this course.
Yeah.
So what? Where do you do your courses at?
It's online.
On Teachable.
Oh, yeah, it's on Teachable. Yeah, that's the platform I use.
I use Shopify.
Yeah, Shopify's.
Yes.
Like, you find a platform that works for you. Yeah.
You can
I like
use
Teachable because
Square.
it really simplifies things, because it is a course building app. So
Really?
it's really
I didn't
easy.
try Teachable.
Yeah, I love
That's what I
it.
said I was gonna
Yeah.
try.
I ain't gonna lie. Them digital products.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was able to take some time off work and just
Yeah.
chill.
That
Baby. I
money
made
so
so
nice.
much money.
I'm here in Dubai with you guys, and I'm making just as much as I would at home with my baby because, like, it gives me so much freedom.
Yeah. And you need that. You need that flexibility in your income over time to be able to, you know, do other things. So selling courses, ebooks, that's a really big way that you can grow your business. I know you've also been doing a lot of mentorship and, you know, so tell us a little bit more about that.
So I prayed, and I was at a place in my business where I was kind of like, I need guidance. Like, even though I know all of these things and I'm like really educated in the travel braiding space, I still need some type of guidance, and I need someone to teach me how to scale. So I got a mentor.
Right.
And my mentor basically is teaching me how to retire my hands through
Right.
mentoring other people. So I also have the online courses, I have the ebooks, and I do one-on-one calls, and I have like challenges once a month. It's a lot of work. Like,
Yeah. It's a whole job. It's a whole job.
It's a lot, but it's like the money comes in. Like, it's very worth it, and you get that you give people that transformation. Like, yeah, the money's cool, but I'm also teaching somebody who doesn't have a job, no source of income, how to make money being a travel braider, or how they can leave the salon and become a travel braider. And like, my advice to people who, you know, want to start in the braiding industry, which camera? You don't need a salon. You don't need a suite. It's, you know, it's your choice or whatever, but don't let that stop you from getting into the braiding industry, because I know it takes money to get, you know, you have to pay booth rent and all that, but just consider like being a travel braider, see how that is for you, and you'll save a lot of money. Like, you don't have any overhead.
Right.
You can just start from there and then get a salon or a suite or whatever. But don't let not having like a place stop you from starting that braiding career.
Yeah, a word. Okay, so my last question, and then we'll wrap it up. I have really enjoyed, you know, chatting with you guys. I feel like we can go for hours on this one. But I want to talk to you guys about, you know, we've talked about being professional as a beauty professional. We've talked about growing on social media, expanding your income. So I want to know from you guys, any last things that you want to share to beauty professionals out there that are listening, thinking about the next step for them, or thinking about how to grow and scale, thinking about how they can be on a brand trip in the future in Dubai. You know, anything. I will start with you, Tookie.
The main thing I would just say is just be consistent, be authentic, and bet on yourself, and put it out there. Just put it out there, be yourself. People are going to love you for you. It's a little bit of everything for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Don't let somebody else's success deter you or scale you back. Just go for it. That's what I would tell any beauty professional for sure.
Love it. And you know, one of the things I love about your content is it is super creative. And a lot of times people try to copy the trend and they miss the individuality. Right. But for you, you're the one setting the trends.
I just like to be myself. That's why I tell people to just be authentic and just be yourself and do what you love. I really enjoy like doing skits and just being funny and having fun with my clients. And it's like we're a family. Like when my people come, they come in and they be like, "What up, Took?" I'm like, "What up, girl? Come on, what we doing today?" I start all my videos like that. I put the camera up. I always ask them if they want to be filmed, and they be like, "You know I want to film." And I just ask them, "Okay, so what we doing today?" And I really like to hear, because I really get really emotional and I'm just really passionate about what I do. Like when their hair is done, I be like, look good. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes me feel good that they feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I know that this was my passion and this is what I was meant to do and was my calling or whatever. But yeah, just having those conversations and just being very authentic and listening to what they want versus like, yeah, I'm going to do what I want at the end of it, but I'm going to take what you're saying into consideration to create my masterpiece.
Love that.
And then being able to put it out on social media, I be wanting the world to see. And then when people like copy the styles, girl, I'd be so happy.
Right.
I'd be like, yeah, you can do it. Yeah. Because I get a lot of people be like, oh, you need to go to TookieDidIt for that and all this kind of stuff. And I appreciate it, but at the same time, I'd be like, no, they can do it. Like, my sister wasn't doing designs because she was like, this too hard. It's not too hard. You need to practice. Right. Just do it. Just do it. You never know. Now it's the number one thing that she does, and she gets booked out for it all the time. She does jump braids, and she did not like doing designs. She was doing what she see everybody else doing. Knotless braids, boho, straight backs. That stuff is cool, you know what I'm saying? But when you can be creative and do something a little different and bring a little more value to it, then people gonna start seeing you because you're different.
Right. I love that.
Just keep it going.
Love that. Sarah, over to you, then Daisy, Alicia, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
For me, something that I really focus on, because I feel like gone are the days where I feel like businesses sometimes are focused on what they can take from clients, or even outside of the beauty industry, what we can take from customers instead of what we can give. And to your point, Daisy, like are you really showing up to like give to the clients? And I think that it's very nitty gritty for me, down to like what experience they have when they walk through my door. What smell do I have going? How comfy are my bed sheets? Like, it's very detailed for me. And I think that whole experience and giving the client the best experience possible has helped me grow my business so much. And yeah, it's something that I think about a lot, because I do think that oftentimes we're very focused on money. We're very focused on what we can get, and coming from a place of selfishness. But the more selfless you are, the more you want to give, I think the more you get in the end.
Yeah.
It's a customer first business.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to put the customer first, and ultimately that will pay dividends.
Yeah. You, Alicia?
So I have two things. So the first thing is to not be afraid to take up space. So none of us got here by being like, oh, I don't want to post my video. Like, we decided that we were going to take charge and post ourselves and put our content out. And you're not going to get anywhere being all shy and stuff like that. So that's the first thing. And then kind of like Sarah said, like, you have to become obsessed with solving other people's problems. Like, for me, being in the travel braiding industry, I know that everybody can't make it to the salon. Like, there are people who literally are disabled. Like, they can't drive, they're blind, they're paralyzed, for any reason. So those people, like, are often forgotten. So think about, how much can you give to these people? How can you service someone who nobody else is servicing? And how can you give them the service in the most unique and professional way and give them that experience?
I love that. You get paid to solve problems.
Yeah.
The bigger the problems, the bigger the paycheck, right? And so I love that, where you're looking at the beauty industry from a different standpoint. A lot of people try to follow the trends of what everyone else is doing. I love that you've carved out your own little lane, and massive lane in the beauty industry. And last but not the least, Miss Daisy.
My first thing I would say, for sure, keep God first. Secondly, I would say surrender your timeline to him. Third, I would say do not be in competition with nobody. Not even yourself. No competition needed. Don't focus on all that, because then you would drive yourself crazy trying to make your last post go viral like the other posts. When you just need to do it. Like, just if you're a hairstylist, focus on the hair. If you're a nail tech, focus on the nails and your craft. Don't try to stop competing with yourself. I think we compete with ourselves, with other people. I don't do trendy stuff at all. It stresses me out. I can never get it. Like, trying to copy the way another person did something, it never works for me. Like, I've tried it. So be yourself. Like, do your own thing. If you like rock music for real, put rock music in the background instead of the trendy song. Just be you. And if you don't know who you is, ask God to show you who you are. Right. Because if you come in this industry and you don't know who you are, and you're not letting God guide you, you'll be trying to be the next Tookie. You'll be trying to be the next Daisy. You know what I'm saying? The next Sarah. You'll be trying to be the next travel braider. Like, when the whole time you supposed to be in a lash tech. Yeah. So just be you.
Love it. Well, lots of gems that have been dropped today. Thank you guys so much for, first of all, we're out here in Dubai, okay? We are in Dubai. So thank you guys so much for coming all the way out here and being here with Readyhubb. And we will see you guys very soon. We need to do more trips like this. So we'll see you guys very soon.